Yo, what is good, fellas? Hope you boys are all having a fantastic day. It is time for episode 3 of Nostalgia Week. We're going over my favorite players that I used at every single position this season in Madden 24. If you guys are new or haven't watched any of my Nostalgia Week videos, it is the last week of Madden 24. Yes, Madden 25 comes out in August, but NCAA is going to be here in like a week and a half by the time you guys are watching this video. So, we have to, get excited, but kind of remember what Madden 24 brought us. It actually gave us, I think Madden 24 was a really good game. We're going to wrap up this week by going over my, honest thoughts and review on Madden 24, and you guys are going to see that I am mostly positive towards this game. We got a lot of really good players, a lot of really cool promos, a lot of new things that, honestly, I'm excited for going forward to the future of Madden. I know there are some things that EA does every single year that I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? But there are other things that I'm like, you know what? You guys know ball. So it's 50-50. Yes, you have to take what you get with EA, what they give you. And I honestly think all in all, Madden 24 was a very good game. But we have a lot to look forward to going forward at the NCAA 25 and especially Madden 25. So now that all that nostalgia type shit's out of the way, let's go talk about my favorite quarterback I used this season in Madden 24. And I'm assuming a lot of us are going to have the same pick. Yeah, so for me, and I'm assuming a lot of you, that's Doug Williams. This card, when he came out, was one of one. He was one of the fastest players in the game at 92 speed. 6'4". I've been saying 6'4" is the perfect quarterback height for months now. And I really think that started with Doug Williams. He is 220 pounds, 97 throw power. You boys just need to think back to February, end of January. What quarterback were you rocking? It was Dougie Buckets. This guy was just throwing absolute beamers on this field. Every single time you logged into a game, you were destroying kids with Doug Williams. I really think it was because of the lighted up tokens. He got Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, and then Backyard QB. This is like the OG Master Tack card too. It wasn't called Master Tack at the time. Backyard QB was so fun. It was so new. It was so good. Doug Williams was by far one of the best quarterback cards we saw all year. Oh, and he also got Commander's Chemistry, so you boys knew how excited I was to have the best quarterback in the game also be rocking my theme team. Yeah, Doug Williams, you boys should have guessed, was my QB1 this year. So this year in Madden, we saw a lot of really good running backs, but for me personally, Eric Dickerson's Ring of Honor card was one of one. 98 speed, 97 change of direction, 98 truck, 99 break tackle, 6'3", 220 pounds. I'm sure we have all played against this Dickerson. Honestly, we've all probably used this Dickerson, gotten tormented by this Dickerson, having nightmares about this Dickerson. Either it's the nostalgia factor for me for Madden 20, COVID, that era of life when Eric Dickerson was tormenting me back in the day, or tormenting me this year. Well, actually, I think I was the one wrecking people with Eric Dickerson. This card was so good. He got Freight Train NFL 100, but that wasn't necessarily the best one to go with. I preferred Angry Run's NFL Combine, and I mean, the rest is history. This card is probably going to go down with all the Bo Jackson as what this Madden is remembered for. If not Eric Dickerson, just Angry Runs in general. You boys know all about the big dick Eric Dickerson. That's enough said. On to my favorite receiver. That would be Montez Sweat wide receivers. You boys need to think back all the way to December, all the way to before we had all these out of position cards. Montez Sweat with the Monday Mix-Up promo was the first real out of position, what am I looking at, absolutely disgusting card we got all season. On top of that, I run a Commander's theme team. I'm not going to spam the entire video. I run a Commander's theme team. I'm so awesome. No, I'm not going to do that, but I do run a Commander's theme team. So you know I had to spend over 2 million coins to pick up this card. So he did hold a little bit of a special place in my Madden coin wallet, and the card was just a stud for so long for me. 94 speed, 6'6", 260 pounds. He was the first throw it up there, Montez is down there kind of receiver. Deep out elite for 2 AP. I mean, these abilities I'm showing you guys now are nothing special, but you need to think back to, I guess, December, and you got to think unstoppable double me, unstoppable route tech. Geez, the unstoppable X factors. I honestly forgot all about those, but Yeah, fellas, Montez Sweat was special. He is going to forever hold a special place in my heart. Kind of pissed somebody, as of right now, nobody's golden ticketed Montez Sweat. Doesn't look like he is going to get a GT. But hey, maybe I'm recording this a few days too early and we get a GT Montez Sweat this weekend, and I'll be really excited. We'll leave it at that. We don't talk about offensive linemen on this channel because screw them. Honestly, I didn't spend many coins on O-line this year. I used all of my free cards. If there was one that will hold some nostalgic factor for me, it'd probably be the Thanksgiving Brandon Sheriff, because I don't know, I liked that card. All right, on to tight end. About the tight end position, I have Dalton Kincaid with the Blitz promo. Yeah, major throwback card right here, right? Well, when this guy came out, he was the first 91 speed was considered fast back in the day. And so 91 speed, 6'4" tight end, he was the best tight end in the game for a fat minute. I also believe he got a decent ability. He got the elites for 2 AP. Nothing crazy, but definitely this, you got to think back to December. I guess, when is New Year's? January? Yeah, January, when we're just getting zero discounted abilities. It's a very different game. We all have to think back to that. And Dalton Kincaid was an absolute stud. He had amazing stats. Honestly, one of the, I used this card way longer than I probably should have. And also, I really started taking YouTube seriously around the Blitz promo, and Dalton Kincaid was one of the first clips I posted on TikTok that kind of blew up. So he always hold a special place in my heart, especially when we get that 100K plaque, fellas. We on the grind. Dalton Kincaid is definitely going to be a legend for me forever. Shout out Dalton, come subscribe to me, you absolute stud. On to the defensive side of things, I have Chase Young's Super Bowl card at the right end position. Again, I run a Commanders theme team. Did you know? Probably. But the Super Bowl promo, all in all, was a banger. I know you guys have probably already seen my top 10 promos of the year, and I probably talked about the Super Bowl promo very highly in that video, so we're not going to do it again. Won't waste your time. Chase Young, though, 95 speed, 6'5", 264. He also was one of the Super Bowl cards, like I just said. So we got the lighted up token. You got the lighted up X Factors. I believe I ran Run Stuffer or Run. I pretty much ran them all on him because I used Chase Young for so long. Yes, he wasn't the best defensive lineman to use your token on. Warren Sapp was, but I did not care because Commanders fan first, so obviously had to rock Chase Young. But two, this card was a freak out there. Edge threat elite, defensive rally, double or nothing, BOGO, no outsiders, Chase Young. God, dude, I just thinking about this card, thinking about how many coins I spent on him, thinking about all of that. It's a good time. Definitely gonna miss this card. I was actually just talking about Warren Sapp, and well, he's my favorite defensive tackle I used all year. Again, you guys are probably seeing this video 2 weeks from the day I recorded it. Sorry, not sorry, going on vacation. I know I've also probably said that how many times now, but you guys got to get videos from me. I want to make content. So I just recorded top 10 defensive tackles. I was glazing this Warren Sapp. Wasn't on the list, but I was glazing how generational this card was on that video in June. So just think back to how freaky this card was. 6'2", 303, 90 speed, 98 block shed, 95 power move, 94 finesse move. Think back to February. Think back to the cards we were getting. And now just imagine how good this Warren Sapp was, that you could also have him glowing in the middle with Run Stuffer, Interior Threat, or Unstoppable Force. Yeah, this is definitely a card that is either going to live rent-free in your head because you shredded kids with it, or you're definitely screw this guy, I absolutely hate him, screw you, Warren Sapp. So I'm making no promises here that this is the last Super Bowl card because this promo was generational, but back to back to back, just like on Michael Jordan on the Bulls, we got George Karlaftis. 6'4", 263, 94 speed. Yeah, this card stat-wise looked he was disgusting, but really the reason you were ripping George Karlaftis was because of Colossal, and at the time, this Colossal, I believe, cost 0 AP. It was unfair. He was so good. And eventually they bumped up the AP cost to 1, and even that, people were like, make it 2 AP, make it 3 AP. This guy isn't fair. He's shredding my left tackles, and I had to rip him. One of my favorite cards I used all year. Honestly, the only reason Brian Arakpo is still on my team as my left end was because of how much fun I had using George Karlaftis, and Brian Arakpo also gets Colossal. Could very easily have taken this slot, but he is technically listed in as a left outside linebacker. But actually, I do think I have Brian Arakpo as my favorite left outside linebacker. we aren't even there yet, but George Karlaftis, a stud. I'm sure you boys have all played against Karlaftis, used Karlaftis, got destroyed by Karlaftis. It was a good time with George. Yeah, so I just said it. Right outside linebacker, my favorite card I used all year was Brian Arakpo. I didn't really use any right outside linebackers, but he did have times like 3 Commanders Chem. So that was really the reason why he was my favorite. He kind of helped boost the theme team all year. Eventually, he did come out of my lineup when the Combine promo came out because I put in his Combine card as an edge rusher, replacing Karlaftis. But for a fat minute, Brian Arakpo was rocking that bench squad with the times 3 Commanders Chem because he, well, didn't use right outside linebackers this year. My favorite middle linebacker I used all year was Jack Campbell. I mean, fellas, this card when he came out was 101. He had higher speed than overall. Also, he was completely free, so definitely pushing him up towards the higher point of my list. He was 6'5", 86 block shed, 90 zone. This card was probably the best user in the game when he came out, and the fact that he was absolutely free, yeah, cannot ask for much more. So for left outside linebacker, I wanted to put Harold Carmichael here, but I actually have Ted Hendricks because I still use this Ted Hendricks. I've used Ted Hendricks since, when is it, Easter? 97 speed, 6'7", 220 pounds. To get every single ability you want in a card you actually use her. So Lurk Artist and yeah, Tackle Supreme. This card is disgusting for the time he came out to the today. I know there are better users in the game, but Ted Hendricks is an absolute menace on the field. So on to the secondary, and my favorite secondary card is any of the versions of Tariq Woolen we got this year. I'll start and just kind of talk about this on his Zero Chill card. Tariq Woolen has been on my roster at some form since I believe his Thanksgiving card came out. Yeah, that card was good, and then we got the Zero Chill card, and then this card was on my team probably until the Combine promo came out. Realistically, there was a Tariq Woolen on my team since November. 94 speed, 6'4", 210 pounds, 94 man, 94 zone, 88 press, 93 jump. Did I mention he's 6'4"? When I saw Tariq Woolen get the Season 7 card, I was like, well, I guess I have to play a little bit longer because Tariq Woolen's got a card. 1 AP pick artist, didn't get any of the KOs, but again, this is a Zero Chill card. And back then, you needed 1 KO, you needed good size, good speed, 1 really good stat, and honestly, Tariq Woolen had all of that at the defensive back position. Another honorable mention could have been the Calvin Johnson, very similar to Tariq Woolen, but there wasn't a Calvin Johnson DB card on my roster the entire year, so... And that strong safety, I have Julius Peppers from the Ghost of Mutt promo. Now, when Golden Ticket, Julius Peppers' strong safety was revealed, I was super excited. And then we saw his abilities, and I was like, this is the most disappointed I've been in a Madden all year. 6'7", 295 pounds, though. This card should have been a freak as a Golden Ticket. Probably should have been on this spot. All EA had to do was give him half-decent abilities, and they fumbled the bag completely. I know they didn't make the card. They let an NFL player make the card. But as a player as big as strong safety Julius Peppers, somebody you're dropping week 1 with Golden Tickets, I feel like, it would have been smart to cook up a fire card, but it's EA. Nothing they do really ever makes sense. But on to Ghost of Mutt, Julius Peppers. This guy and Harold Carmichael were on my team for probably 4 months. They were a staple of my roster. Like I said, I wasn't going to have Harold Carmichael because I thought Ted Hendricks has been significantly better, but there hasn't been a better strong safety in my opinion, or my favorite strong safety since Julius Peppers. I mean, look at this card's stats. Think back to when he came out. Think back to how generational this card was. And then the abilities. He probably has better abilities on this card than his Golden Ticket, and that is honestly nuts to think about, but it's typical, dude. I'm loving Julius Peppers. The only Combine player on today's list, I think, is Justin Simmons. Now, if you want to talk about a stud at safety, Justin Simmons is still usable today. Pure reasons. One, look at his stats. 97 speed, 92 man, 95 hit power, 6'2", 202. He gets the Combine charged up X factors. I personally ran shutdown on him, but you can run reinforcement on him and be just fine. He also got a decent little stack over here. Flat zone KO, pick artist, and deep zone KO. Pick artist, inside shade, mid zone KO. There were so many different ways to play this Justin Simmons, whether you were usering him, just chucking him in a deep blue. He would always make plays for me. My favorite free safety card of the year, Justin Simmons. And fellas, those are my favorite players at every single position. Let me know down below right now what you guys think about this, and who were your favorite cards you picked up this year and used in Madden. That is everything I got. We're about halfway done with Nostalgia Week now, so let me know what you guys think about that too, and I will catch you boys tomorrow with what I don't know what the video is going to be, but I promise you it'll be the best thing you've ever watched. But until then, peace.